one of those inventive types, then you could do that. You could sew a couple of sleeves into it and then equip it with one of those, I don't know, USB cables that you could plug into your car.
Make it compatible.
Why not? That'd be quite an interesting idea. Now, I've been going through WhatsApp and just checking what's going on, right? So Peter Maritzburg, stream down, FM down, all of those things down, and then going and looking at Facebook and YouTube and all of that. And initially, we had a video running, and there was no audio going on the audio. So I've made a few changes on my end over here. And hopefully now, Facebook and YouTube, you've got video and you've got audio. So you can listen in to the show this morning. And of course, just check out what's going on in the studio as well. So we are aware of certain technical difficulties that have been going on since very, very early this morning. And as you know, we're trying to resolve them just one at a time. So we do appreciate your patience. We do appreciate you sticking with us on the Breakfast Rush. Let us know really quickly, if you're watching the video on YouTube and on Facebook, send us a message on the video really quickly. Can you hear everything that's coming through? Like this microphone I'm speaking right now, can you hear it on Facebook and YouTube? And the picture, I'm going to apologize for that whole big gray beard that's on your screen right now, but everything else, like, is it cool? So if you're watching the video right now, just pop a message on the screen. Say, yes, we hear you, or no, we can't hear you. One of the two. If there's no, like, you can see my mouth moving, but you can't hear a word. Let us know. Let us know. Traffic brought to you by Audi.
This traffic update is brought to you by Audi Centre Newcastle, a member of the Docrat Group. Discover luxury, elegance and sophistication in a brand new Audi. Get hyped to explore the city and rule the road with Audi Centre Newcastle. Contact us today on 034 370 8700 to get a quote. We don't only deliver nationwide, but right to your door. Audi Centre Newcastle, a member of the Docrat Group.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
It's official. Checkers Foods Kawi Park is our first food store with a halal butchery, bakery and deli certified by NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust. This will ensure high standards and ethical practices across our butchery, bakery and deli from farm to table. So visit Checkers Foods Kawi Park for an exceptional shopping experience that keeps getting better and better.
Join Worldview Travel on a journey like no other. The Adventures of Pakistan Group Tour, fully guided by Maulana Junaid Karsani. Depart 10th September 2025. Discover the breathtaking beauty of Islamabad, Skurdu, Hanza and Lahore. Over 11 unforgettable days. Book now. 031 001 7062 or 071-835-0216. Visit 55 Problem Keys Road, Durban. Follow us at Worldview Trav. Worldview Travel creates memories to last a lifetime.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
It's coming up for 7:15 this morning. South Africa's crime crisis has just taken a shocking and potentially dangerous turn. KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has made explosive allegations against Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and Deputy National Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya. Mkhwanazi claims the two interfered in sensitive investigations, citing evidence allegedly found on the phone of underworld figure Vusi Musi Kat Matlala, who was arrested in May. Even more concerning, Mkhwanazi says law enforcement officers, including some in senior positions, are deeply embedded in powerful drug cartels, particularly in Gauteng, with political cover from high places. What does this mean for policing in KZN and South Africa as a whole? And can we still trust our institutions to hold their own accountable? So joining us on the show this morning is Mary de Haas, KwaZulu-Natal Violence Monitor and one of the country's leading voices on police integrity and criminal justice reform. Good morning and welcome back to the Breakfast Rush.
Good morning, and to all of your listeners, it's good to be with you.
Mary, what's your reaction to these extraordinary claims made by Commissioner Mkhwanazi? Are you surprised by their nature or the fact that they've been made public?
Look, I'm surprised. I'm not. I've come to the conclusion this whole thing was scripted for Mkhwanazi. It's far bigger than Mkhwanazi, I think, anyway. But it was completely untoward of him to go public on the media with it. The channel for doing this is to open a case if he has evidence, and to go to the parliamentary committee, which has oversight of ministers. He has unfortunately created a kind of public frenzy about this whole issue of policing. Look, what he said is nothing new. I need to remind, there's two very important things when he goes on about these drug cartels in Gauteng. They are very long-standing. Drug dealing. I mean, I have a person who exposed the chemical warfare program of the apartheid state, a friend of mine who's an advocate. And the apartheid state was running drugs in the townships, or certainly in some areas, in the late 70s and 80s. Mandrax was an apartheid chemical warfare program product. They were running it in Durban areas like Sydenham, Chatsworth, etc. Mm-hmm. They were running it in the Cape Flats. And that's why we have the gangsterism rooted in the apartheid state, which he called an organized crime syndicate itself. So there's nothing new about it. It's gone from bad to worse because some of the liberation people were, according to Africa Confidential, in an issue in the 1980s, mm-hmm. also doing drugs in other African countries. So there's nothing new about what Mkhwanazi said. But the other thing is, why is he concerned about Gauteng when he has taken absolutely no action against drug cartels in Durban? And there's something going around on social media at the moment that it is known that somebody with a drug history and trafficking has not been touched, and that Mkhwanazi knows about it. So I think that aspect is very important for people to know. It's not a new problem, but the police haven't. We actually need a Scorpions type unit back, which is completely independent. But then you're going to have the problem of finding people of integrity to actually staff it. The other thing is the political killings team, which is a load of nonsense. It's a pack of lies. Because, quite frankly, I have enough evidence to show that the political killings team has been covering up for politicians who are killers, and politicians who have taxi contacts who are hitmen and killers. And it was this is why I think Mkhwanazi is very angry, because he's very close to General Khumalo and to General Masemola. The three go back. He's not a detective. They're all operational response. And the minister's move was overdue, quite frankly. So, I mean, this is what it's all about. That what Mkhwanazi has done is extremely dangerous, because he is misinforming the public and making a martyr of himself.
Now, the
He
commissioner.
needs to be acted against, but
Mm, mm.
there they act against him because now there's public protest threatened, like in July 21. I mean, this is madness.
Mary, we do have other questions as well, like this one here.
Like the commissioner who speaks of, and I quote, deep rot involving politicians, police, and the crime syndicates. From your decades of monitoring, how real is this threat and how far back does it go?
Well, as I said, it goes all the way back to the apartheid days.
Mm.
The security police and other members ran the drugs. They weren't just arresting liberation people and torturing the internal resistance. In fact, the drugs was part of trying to weaken the forces of liberation, I think. So it goes way back. It's carried on. It's never been properly addressed, and it's got worse. When it comes to police, there were attempts in the 90s, first of all, to turn the police into a civilian unit. It was when Zuma came in that the rot really started in earnest. The police became run by nepotistic appointments with the approvals of politicians. I'm amazed that there are still a lot of good police, though, and those are the people I work with.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, and I mean, I've had police themselves tell me, listen, we have a big problem. If we want to act against the drug people, our colleagues, and this is going back 20 years now, our colleagues are getting bought off and actually, you know, interfering in it. And this has gone from bad to worse. And I mean, of course, corruption is at high levels, high levels in the police. And as I said, in between, though, I know even from constables to generals, I know good police. And some of them are horrified by what Mkhwanazi has done. So I would say we have to support the good police. We have to expose this. The problem is we have corruption at the most senior levels of governance as well.
Indeed.
So it's a bit, you know, it's a bit like the mafia state in America, where the mafias had too much influence on the government for too many years, I guess. You know, if you go right back to the Kennedy days. So it is a problem, but it's a problem we have to confront and try and work with the good police.
Indeed. As a final question for this morning, how does someone like Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, arrested for attempted murder, end up with a massive police contract? I mean, what does that say about procurement, vetting, and internal oversight?
Oh, look, I mean, the problem is this starts at the highest level of police. Now, I know this minister. I obviously have no insight into his contacts at all. I know this minister from when he was an MEC and a premier of this province. There were no major scandals there. He must be the only one that hasn't been fingered in major scandals, which is not to say, I mean, maybe he's just a quite careful operator. We don't know. But it's completely out of character because the scandal in the procurement in the police is linked to the Masemola. That's where the procurement happened. In fact, there was a protected disclosure by a former deputy minister called Vuma, which you're very welcome to, about how the former minister constantly interfered in procurement and to get kickbacks. So, but this minister doesn't operate like that. Thus far, this minister has behaved for the first time in many decades the way ministers should behave. He works through the national commissioner, and he's taken action against the task team. He's ordered Masemola to disband the task team, correctly so. They've cost us a small fortune while they went round covering up for politicians. I have the evidence to prove that. Now, with prosecutors, you see, Kunazi says, oh, these prosecutors are Gauteng. We've got a whole lot of corrupt prosecutors in this province that are making it worse. So, in short, I cannot see logically how, if the minister was implicated in this type of procurement irregularity, he would do it so blatantly. He wouldn't collaborate with the people at head office that he has ordered to disband the task team and made himself very unpopular doing it. It just defies logic to suggest that he's actually collaborating with Masemola. Masemola is already, and so is Mkhwanazi, they're both under investigation by IDAC for accepting gifts, inappropriate gifts, corruption.
Indeed.
So would the minister openly collaborate? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I do know that the task team, interestingly enough, police, I have a lot of good police sources still. And they were saying with the last weeks, Mkhwanazi is furious about the disbandment of the task team. They were even alleging that Mkhwanazi was financing the task team to stay at places like Umhlanga Rocks and Oyster Box. Well, the budget for the province didn't have money for petrol, didn't have money for prisoners' food. They allege that. The police allege it. They also allege that Mkhwanazi covered for a drug dealer and trafficker. These are allegations. So I believe we need a inspecting judge, not a huge commission, like the Goldstone judge, had the power to call for evidence and assess it. That's the only way out of this mess.
Thank you very much for your time and insight on the subject this morning, and want to wish you a wonderful day ahead.
And you too.
So that's
a blessed day.
Thank you.
Mary De Haas, the KwaZulu-Natal voice violence monitor here on your breakfast rush. We're getting ready to jump into our giveaway segments with our set of Vodacom stores, the Cellular City Group of guys. So now, if you're calling in to answer questions, look on the screen down there. That's the WhatsApp number. That's the call-in number, that one there. So you're dialing that one there, 0861-904-904. That's the number that you're going to dial to put your name on a list to win this very fancy rice cooker.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickville Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
At Regent Business School, we bring together innovation, inclusivity, and excellence. Our globally recognized institution immerses you in a dynamic learning experience. Surrounded by academic experts and industry leaders, you'll be equipped with knowledge to transform your career and your life. Discover the affordable, accredited qualification that's right for you. Regent Business School. Surround yourself with success. Mid-year registrations are now open. Visit regent.ac.za today.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Your hits, your sound, your station, your TVR. Monday to Friday.
Do you have what it takes to win? Call now and let's find out together.
The Breakfast Rush.
0861 904 904.
This feature on The Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, Megacity, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Sandton 2.0.
Guys, what if I said to you there's a heater that you could connect to an app on your phone and you could tell your heater, I'm on my way home, buddy, warm up my space?
I would tell you when my birthday is.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'm talking about the Xiaomi Smart Space Heater S for Sadawan. Cash price on this one here, 3,049 Rand. 2,200 watts of power to heat up quickly, quiet and comfy convection heating technology. Digital thermostat equipped to set 6 temperature levels. 2 safety mechanisms to shut off the device when overheated or if it falls. You've got the IPX4 splash water resistance. You've got smart control using your cell phone app, voice assistant as well. Temperatures, you've got 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and so on. Timer on the device, 1 hour, 3 hours, 5 hours, 9 hours. Oh, this thing sounds like it's going to take care of itself for you while taking care of you.
I'm feeling warm already.
Yeah?
So nice.
How's about if we give one of these away?
A dream come true.
Obviously not this week, because this week we decided we're doing the cooker.
Yes, the rice cooker.
Right? So the multi-function rice cooker is what we're giving away this week. How's about next week we do the heater?
Let's do it.
Hey, Hasina, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Hasina, Alhamdulillah, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Verulam.
Oh, fantastic. And tell me, where do you follow Cellular City Group? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Instagram? Where is it?
It's on Instagram.
Insta. Okay, so you've got Insta open in front of you, right?
Yes.
Give me 3 features of the Smart Space Heater S by Xiaomi. 3 features.
It's 2,200 watts of power to heat up quickly.
Yes, it is.
It's quiet and comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Convection heating technology.
Mm-hmm.
It has a digital thermostat equipped to set 6 temperature levels.
6 temperature levels. Tell me those 6 temperature levels.
Temperature levels are 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and 28.
Congratulations.
I'm putting your name on the list for this week's lucky draw.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Hasina.
Walaikum salam.
We hope to hear her name on the weekend. And then she can get herself this amazing multifunction rice cooker. It's also by Xiaomi. It's on sale right now at 1,259 Rand.
Yes, and hopefully on Friday this will be hers. But remember, we told you this doesn't only cook rice. There's a lot of other things. Porridge is one of them.
Sweet rice.
Can do that too.
Rice pudding.
Your cereal?
Rice cereal.
Porridge is a cereal.
Oh. Yeah, I told you. My job in the kitchen, make a food disappear. So, and guys, anyway, if you want any of this beautiful technology, head on down to our set of Vodacom stores. If you're wondering where they are, listen properly.
This feature on The Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, Megacity, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Sandton 2.0, Vodacom shop. For smartphones, laptops, routers, asset insurance, gaming, IoT, payment platforms, and the latest gadgets to always keeping you in the forefront of innovation and technology. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection. Plug and play home internet to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Vodacom shop at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Westwood Mall, The Bluff, The Workshop Durban, Umlazi Megacity, Bridge City Kwamashu, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
The Breakfast Rush News Headlines.
Making news at the bottom of the hour, bids amounting to just over 8 million rands were made in the high-profile auction of luxury vehicles and a tour bus seized from businesswomen and Royal AM Football Club owner Shanim Kize amid ongoing action by the South African Revenue Service against her and associated interests. The Department of Home Affairs has successfully launched its new world-class identity verification service, which is already transforming the way government and the private sector clients verify information against the National Population Register. And finally, the United States yesterday announced that it was revoking its foreign militant organization designation of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, a group once linked to Al-Qaeda that toppled Syria's government in December. That's it for now. For Radio Al-Ansar News, I'm Tabila Duma.
This traffic update is brought to you by Newcastle Volkswagen, a member of the Dockrad Group.
Breakfast Rush Traffic.
Superintendent Raouf, I just thought about something. You're driving and we're doing the traffic report. Now would be a great time for you to make a 15-second video that we can loop and play on the screen whilst you're reading the traffic.
No, I can't do that. I'm driving quite fast. But let me tell you something. If I show you the footage of what I'm going past, it is amazing.
South Africa is gorgeous. I always say that.
It's like being in Switzerland.
Yeah?
Everything is white.
All the more reason we need that video. Please.
It's not snow. It's ice.
We will give
where
you...
I am currently, it's -4 degrees.
Wow.
And everything on either side of us is just completely white.
If you're stopping in Nottingham, that first garage, just as you take the left turn, they serve the best coffee.
Listen, you take that
I'm
video.
nowhere near Nottingham. I'm in Warden now.
Soup, you take that video for us, and when you come back, we will give you 2 cups of condensed milk tea.
All right, I'll try. Let me tell you what's happening on the road. You got an accident on the M13 as you're going up Fields Hill. Left-hand lane obstructed, so there will be delays in that facility. Allow for extra traveling time, please. The M1 accident is still there. That's creating problems for the traffic coming eastbound on the Egerton Highway. The vehicles are still broken down on the N2 northbound as you're passing Queen Nandi going towards Komashu. Be aware of that one. And the other one on the N2 southbound, past Tibaya. This one's chosen. Yeah, past Tibaya. You've got a vehicle broken down on the left-hand side. So just be aware of that, please. There might be protest action later on in the Springfield area, but just be aware of that. There is a threat of that. So be careful, please. Your final update.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Raouf. If between the 180 and 240 kilometer mark on your vehicle's thingy, if you can make a quick video, we'd appreciate it.
I'll try and get a video for you.
Assalamu alaikum. Naz, there's a gentleman standing outside the window.
I'm very happy to see this brother, and I know why he's here.
It looks like he's got a check for us.
So he's here to pay for Shanaz Lukman's ticket,
right,
to the Sip and Paint event.
So he's got the ticket.
He's got the money for the ticket.
It's not a check for us.
No.
Okay, come back later. Assalamu alaikum. Feroza Bucks, Iqbal Said, and Abbas Sheikh commenting on the Facebook and YouTube live video this morning. Thank you very much for being there. Listening into your breakfast rush today. Now, you know, on a Tuesday, we normally get an attorney in. Yes. Our attorney is Brother Altaf Raouf.
And he's here.
Right, he's in the studio, but he's taking a little bit of a back seat again this week because he's brought in one of his colleagues. So, admitted attorney of the High Court, the Supreme Court of Appeal, and the Constitutional Court, Shaista Meha, expected on the program today. And, well, it is imperative when it comes to estate planning for one to understand the legal ramifications of passing on with a will, i.e. dying testate, versus passing on without a will, and that is dying intestate.
Okay.
So she's going to be online to explain the whole story to us and how it works, why it works that way, what's good, what's not so good, what you should do, what you shouldn't be doing, all of it to give us an understanding. And let me just put this into perspective for you. There are two things absolutely guaranteed the minute you're born. Two things absolutely guaranteed.
One.
Tax. Right? Tax season.
Mm.
It's now.
And the second, as we all know,
You're
is...
going to return to your creator.
Mm.
So we're talking wills and more in a bit.
This traffic update is brought to you by Newcastle Volkswagen, a member of the Dockrad Group. Get ready to experience true adventure and adrenaline with Newcastle Volkswagen. With sleek design vehicles that are sure to grant you luxury without compromising comfort. Contact us today on 034 328 3601 to get a quote for your brand new Volkswagen. We don't only deliver nationwide, but right to your door. Volkswagen Newcastle, a member of the Dockrad Group.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
This is the Breakfast Rush. It's the intelligent choice.
Gaza needs your support more than ever. Homes have been shattered and families have lost everything. With your support, our teams are delivering clean water tankers, feeding the hungry, and assisting orphans who have no one left. Let us give Gaza whatever help we can. African Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
I used to keep it in a box, in a mall, with pretend security and humans watching my every move. Then I found Capital Vaults. Now it's stored in a real vault with discreet access. No human contact, no risk. I trust it more than my bank. If what you own matters, protect it like it does. Capital Vaults. Safer, smarter, uncompromising.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
मोहम्मद का नाम प्यार में मोहम्मद का नाम मोहम्मद का नाम आँखों का तारा नाम मोहम्मद दिल का उजाला नाम मोहम्मद दिल से ये दोनों जहां की जो चाहो दोनों जहां की दौलत जो चाहो दोनों जहां की कर लो वजीफा नाम मोहम्मद कर लो वजीफा नाम मोहम्मद नाम मोहम्मद दिल का उजाला नाम मोहम्मद दिल से ये रब्बुल औला ने रब्बुल औला ने अल्लाहू अकबर रब्बुल औला ने अर्श पे लिखा नाम मोहम्मद अर्श पे लिखा नाम मोहम्मद आँखों का नाम मोहम्मद दिल का उजाला नाम मोहम्मद दिल से ये दोनों जहां में दोनों जहां
में पाई मुरादे दोनों जहां में जिसने पुकारा नामे मोहम्मद जिसने पुकारा नामे मोहम्मद नामे मोहम्मद दिल का उजाला नामे मोहम्मद पूछेगा मौला क्या क्या मैं ये कहूँगा मैं ये कहूँगा मोहम्मद आँखों का तारा नामे मोहम्मद दिल का उजाला नामे मोहम्मद नाम नबी से दिल से ये अपने के कुर्बान जाऊं अपने के कुर्बान जाऊं अपने रज़ा के कुर्बान जाऊं जिसने सिखाया नामे मोहम्मद जिसने सिखाया नामे मोहम्मद.
CBR says 90.4 FM in Durban, 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. It is imperative when it comes to estate planning, for one, to understand the legal ramifications of passing on with a will or without a will. In South Africa, the consequences of each scenario are governed by specific legal frameworks that can significantly impact the distribution of your assets and the future of your loved ones. Here, we delve into these critical legal concepts and their implications, providing essential insights for effective estate planning. So, before we go to our guest on the telephone, Brother Altaf, assalamu alaikum, and always good to see you in studio.
Wa alaikum salam, assalamu alaikum, listeners.
Good to have you in the studio this morning. 2 weeks back, we said we're going to go into wills, estates, and the legal behind it because we're planning the next Wills Week event scheduled for September.
Correct.
Why are you not doing it yourself? Why are you bringing in others?
Because I always fundamentally believe as an attorney that I should not be dealing with a matter that I am not sufficiently experienced in.
And this week, we have an admitted attorney of the High Court, the Supreme Court of Appeal, and Constitutional Court. She's got her Bachelor of Law degree for well over a decade now. Tell us a bit more about her. She's been at our events previously.
Correct. She's been at our events on multiple occasions. People who attended would know her because they may have been seen to by her. She's pretty good at what she does, as is everybody on the legal team.
On the panel, yeah.
And yeah, she's graciously agreed to this morning make herself available and speak on the topic.
Absolutely. Share some knowledge free of charge. Shaista Mia, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Breakfast Rush.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah Nishal and Altaf for the lovely remarks this morning on introducing me.
It's facts. We bring in the best on the show, and you are without a doubt among the best at what you're doing. So having you on the panel when we do host these legal clinics is certainly a win for our listeners. Now, having you on air to share your knowledge as well, another win for our listeners. So let's get into it. What is the law of testate succession?
Okay, so thank you, Nishal. So in respect of the law of testate succession, it compromises those legal rules that regulate the devolution of a deceased person's estate. So according to the testator's wishes as expressed in a will. So in essence, what we basically mean is the law of testate succession deals with wills.
What does the term testator mean?
So the term testator simply means, or refers rather, to a person who dies leaving behind a written will, a testament that is in effect at the time of their death.
What happens to the testators upon his or her death? Testator's will.
So as soon as a person or a testator passes on, their will be submitted to the Master of the High Court, where that will be scrutinized for validity. So if that will is accepted as validly executed, an executor will then be appointed to handle the administration of that estate. But remember, a will must comply with a number of general requirements as well as certain formalities as prescribed for in the Wills Act in order for it to be valid.
What are the formalities for a valid will?
So in South Africa, a will must comply with certain formalities. So there are general prerequisites and there are formal requirements. So we're going to touch base on the general prerequisites. So with regards to the general prerequisites, the testator must have animus testandi. Animus testandi is a core requirement for the validity of a will. In simple terms, this basically means that the person must have free and serious intention to execute that will. The second prerequisite is that this must be done completely out of his or her volition. So volition is basically choice and free will on how his or her estate is to be divided.
There's a term in the next question which, and I'm going to be honest, none of us in the studio are able to pronounce. It's spelled AMANUENSIS. Now, this legal term is so up there. We want to know, what does it mean? What does it refer to?
Okay, so when we look at the formal requirements, right, we know that the will must be in writing, it must be either handwritten or typed, it must be signed by the testator. But if the testator, due to the testator not having use of their hands, or in some instances being unfortunately illiterate, then the law allows for an amanuensis. So an amanuensis is a person who basically signs on behalf of the testator in the testator's presence by the testator's direction.
Okay. Now, what is the advantage of dying testate?
So the advantage of dying testate, remember the power of a will allows you to appoint an unnamed executor of your choice who will manage your estate according to your wishes. I'm emphasizing on your. So this specific beneficiaries who are named to the will then obviously result in there being no dispute, and also distribution can be tailored to that deceased person's wishes. Remember, this proactive approach can prevent the potential dispute among your heirs and your beneficiaries, but at the same time, it provides for a relatively quick process, and it streamlines the administration process, ensuring a smoother transition and distribution of your assets upon your death.
What is the law of interstate succession?
So the law of interstate succession, Michelle, comprises the legal rules which obviously determines how succession in the absence of a valid will should take place. In essence, your estate is then declared interstate, and the distribution of your assets is then in accordance with the Interstate Succession Act. In South African law, it is possible for a person to die wholly interstate, wholly testate, or partly testate and partly interstate.
When does a person die interstate?
So there are four circumstances with which a person may die interstate. The first one is where a deceased dies without a will at all. The second circumstance would be where you have executed a valid will, which has subsequently become wholly or partly inoperative for some or other reason. The third circumstance would be where there is a valid will, but it fails to dispose of the deceased assets. And the fourth circumstance would be where you leave behind a document purported to be a will, but that does not comply with the prescribed formalities in terms of Section 2 of the Wills Act.
So then what are the implications of dying interstate?
So the implications of dying interstate, Michelle, in the absence of a will, the court appoints an administrator to manage the estate. The administrator has similar duties to that of an executor, but must follow the intestacy laws to distribute the assets. intestacy laws obviously will dictate how the estate is to be distributed among the deceased surviving relatives. So these laws vary by jurisdiction, but generally prioritize close family members such as the spouses, the children, and the parents of the deceased.
Shaista, as a final question for this morning, can you recap key differences between testate versus intestate in South African law?
Okay. So when we're recapping the difference between testate and intestate in South African law, we look at a testate estate is governed in accordance with the instructions of the will, whereas an intestate estate is governed by intestacy laws. We then look at a testate estate has an executor named in the will, whereas an intestate estate has an administrator appointed by the court. When we look at the distribution of your assets, the deceased asset in respect of a testate estate is distributed according to the deceased wishes as outlined in the will. Whereas in an intestate estate, we're looking at assets which are distributed according to the laws of intestate succession.
Shaista, I want to thank you for your time this morning and very valuable information to our listeners. Now, a few of them may want to get in contact with you directly to speak about maybe their wills or maybe other legal issues. How would they get a hold of you?
So, Nishal, the listeners are welcome to contact me via my email address. Alternatively, they can call me. So can I provide you with my email address?
Please do.
Okay, so that is Shaista, SHAISTA, at SMEHA, so that's SMEEHA, the word attorneys, ATTORNEYS.co.za.
And of course, they can go to your website, which is smehaattorneys.co.za for more information there as well. Shaista, looking forward to seeing you at our next event.
Absolutely, I'm going to be there.
So, thank you and have a blessed day going forward. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Nishal, for having me, and all staff. You take care. Have a lovely day further.
So, that was Shaista Meha of Shaista Meha Attorneys. They're based in, I believe it is Verulam.
That's correct, Nishal.
That's
they are
where-
based up in the north.
That's that big town past Phoenix with a main road. You could drive on the main road and just go straight from the top of the main road into the river.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
Just grrr, splash.
Right at the bottom.
When are they going to put a wall up there? Like, I don't think they ever will. Because for as long as I've known the area, you could literally, on a skateboard, if you wanted to, go down that hill and then turn your skateboard into a surfboard.
Please don't do that.
Perhaps when the funds aren't being reappropriated.
Oh, no! And on that note, that's the show for today.
It's also a very nice place to go to if you want to get your driver's license without queues.
Oh, you haven't been there in years.
I have.
You haven't.
I
When was the last time you were
there
there?
in February this year.
For your license?
Yes.
Renewal.
Yes.
And how long did it take?
20 minutes.
Although this one's got contacts everywhere.
No, I don't.
Honestly.
I was
honestly.
a law-abiding citizen, I promise.
She was, you see?
On-
she said it herself on air.
that
She was.
day.
Previous.
It was
past
amazing.
tense.
So I promise you, go there and avoid queues. I'm
kidding. Verulam is a beautiful town. I love it. Got family out there and it's amazing.
Good donuts anyway. Be the best version of you.
Done. Do good. Be good. Have an amazing day.
Brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together.